The following program was recorded at ARC Advisory Group's annual World Industry Forum in Orlando, Florida. I'm pleased to welcome Editor-in-Chief of Supply Chain Brain, Russell Goodman.
Joining us for a conversation on the state of industrial wireless applications is Sarah Prinster, Vice President, Corporate Marketing at Apprion. Sarah, welcome.
Thank you, Russell.
Sarah, for those viewers that might not be familiar with Apprion, just briefly tell us, what does it do?
We deliver industrial wireless applications for processing and manufacturing facilities. This includes video, communications, and the wireless infrastructure to make all these applications happen at their facilities.
Now I'd like to turn to the subject matter. Let's get right to it. What do you see as the biggest challenges for manufacturers and processors in 2011?
That's a good question. There's a number of challenges that they face throughout the years: safety, compliance, but the ones that we're facing in 2011 include the complexity of implementing systems to address compliance and safety. And these systems are getting more advanced and sophisticated, and the workforce is starting to retire, so we don't have the numbers to implement them and support them. So that's the first greatest challenge, is figuring out these complex systems. And the next one is safety. So we've had a lot of human errors and a lot of tragedies happen at the facilities, and we need to figure out how to address the safety concerns at the facilities.
Looking down the road and quite a way over the next decade, let's say, in terms of meeting the objectives that your company wants to meet, what do you see as the technologies that it needs?
Again, addressing the issue of your aging workforce and not having enough people at the facilities to support all the operations, we're going to need to start to look at the virtual workforce experience. So it's implementing applications that enable you to work within a control system and in an office, but see everything that's going on in a facility, such as remote video, where you can, so your security personnel can sit in their office and see everything that's going on in the facility, as well as communication, so they can talk to the workforce and field workers in real time as everything is happening. And then equipping those workforce and the field operators with handheld devices and empower them with tools so they can gather and do everything that they need to out in the field that they would otherwise have done in the office. So it's creating this virtual workforce experience and making your workers mobile and enabling your managers to see everything that's going on in the facility.
Now, innovation, I know, is a word that's talked about by everybody, but let's talk about it in the real world. How do you make it applicable in your company? How is it that you make the workforce innovative? How do you go about increasing the R&D budget there?
Well, we start off with first realizing that, to your point, that these facilities are dealing with some very complex processes and implementing these advanced technologies. So we are increasing our R&D budget by about 50% every year as we're moving forward and growing as a company. We're also looking at expanding, and we have started to expand into international markets. We recently announced that we're in Brazil, where we're doing some great implementations with the ethanol facilities, oil and gas, providing them with these remote video capabilities. And we continue to research and work with these customers so we can figure out what we need to create and innovate to help them create those safer, secure, more optimized facilities. We've also started to work with some trade initiatives, again, helping us with our R&D efforts abroad in the Middle East and what they're doing with the vast amount of implementations with the oil and gas facilities over there.
Now, manufacturers and processors increasingly rely upon their automation suppliers to help them keep their plants running smoothly. Let's talk about that. How do you do that, and how are you working with your clients in that area?
On the services side? Well, we start off with professional services, where we have a team of wireless experts that go into the facility and analyze their full wireless spectrum, the applications they need to install, map out a whole plan for them. So from the very start, they're doing the right thing, putting in the right applications and the right technologies. And then once the implementation is in place, Apprion provides managed services, which is essential, again, with the aging workforce, to outsource all those efforts to a managed service provider such as Apprion. We have video that monitors and we watch all the devices from our remote location. So we provide 24/7 managed services for all of our customers if they choose to go that route.
Two major areas of concern today would be sustainability and compliance. All manufacturers, all processors clearly need to be concerned about those. Walk us through how it is that Apprion is working with its clients in those areas.
Well, some of our most recent implementations and our newest customers have chosen us based on meeting compliance mandates. For example, we just did a very large video implementation at a pulp and paper mill that needed to meet MARSEC compliance. They came to Apprion, we got them set up with video so they could securely monitor all the areas of the facility. It met that MARSEC compliance, and in addition, they now have an infrastructure, so they're adding more applications on top of that. We've also addressed a lot of safety and security mandates down at our chemical customers down in Texas. And sustainability, when I mentioned the handheld devices that we're enabling for the field workers to go out, they're gathering tons of information and doing automated data onto the handhelds that then they can do a knowledge transfer. So throughout the future, we have a sustainable facility with that information.
Well, Sarah, this has been valuable information. Thank you so much for meeting with us today.
Thank you, Russell.
That was Sarah Prinster, Apprion, speaking with us today about the state of industrial wireless applications. Thank you for watching.